A 23-year-old girl, Jisoo Yoon, comes forward. She has a 3-star class called Tiger Hunter. Sungwoo asks Jinsok to come up with them, but he's a coward, so he makes an excuse that he needs to stay behind to defend the other students. Jinsok and his party start heading towards the rooftop. They encounter some goblins on the stairs. Sungwoo heads upstairs with the skeletons to fend off the goblins, while Jisoo Yoon takes care of the 2 goblins coming from behind using her fast sword. Sungwoo and Hanho are both impressed by her skill. On the upper floors they encounter an injured Professor Huang. Professor Huang tells Xiongwu that most of his students are dead because they tried to head to the rooftop according to the instructions of the emergency evacuation manual, but they encountered the boss monster there and most of the students were killed. Professor Huang instructs Sungwoo to never go towards the rooftop, and these prove to be his last words. Xiongwu receives a new exclusive quest after the death of his professor. The quest says that he can appease the grudge of the dead by defeating the boss monster within the given time limit. This choice is going to affect his destiny. Sungwoo gets more furious and heads toward the rooftop to fight the boss with his companions. The rooftop is in a terrible state. The goblins are pillaging everything valuable from the dead bodies of the students, and it makes Sungwoo furious after watching it. Sungwoo uses his bracelet called Berserker to increase the stats of his skeletons, and an all-out skirmish starts on the rooftop. Everyone is fighting, which pumps Hanho up a bit, and he throws his knife, which hits the head of a goblin, earning him his first kill. He becomes more encouraged, which makes him feel like a character from JoJo. After encountering the scent of death, the surviving goblins become scared and run off to their boss, the goblin captain. After hearing the roar of the goblin captain, the goblins' morale rises, and they start attacking Sungwoo's party, but they are still no match for the skeletons. On the other hand, the goblin captain starts smashing skeletons one by one, so Sungwoo can make more skeletons from the corpses, but it depletes his mana. Hanho throws 2 knives at the boss, which are blocked by the boss's shoulder. This makes the boss more furious, and he starts charging towards Hanho. The skeletons try to save him, but 2 of them get easily smashed by 1 hit of the boss. One of them survives and manages to land a hit while the boss is busy taking care of the last skeleton. Jisoo Yoon takes advantage of this opening and slashes the boss, which wounds him a little bit. Sungwoo starts fighting more strategically and uses his skeletons as bait while he throws his spear towards the boss, which slashes his cheek a bit. The boss becomes more agitated and smashes some of the skeletons of Sungwoo. Now Sungwoo has barely enough mana left for a last skeleton summon. Sungwoo sees a sword stuck in the rubble, and he now knows that he needs to end this quickly, or they are gonna die. Sungwoo picks up the sword and orders his 2 skeletons to charge at the boss. The boss smashes both of his skeletons, and the 3rd skeleton jumps up towards the boss with a sword, but the boss deflects his attack. It turns out Sungwoo was after the synergy of swords, and now Sungwoo, Jisoo Yoon, and his skeleton have a sword. This activates sword synergy, which decreases the weight of the swords by 50% and increases attack speed by 10%. Sungwoo charges towards the boss with a chair, and his other party members also start attacking the boss. Hanho manages to hit the arm of the boss with a knife. Sungwoo orders his last skeleton to attack the boss. This skeleton was the first goblin monster killed by Sungwoo, and it surprises Sungwoo by beheading the boss with a sword in 1 hit. They receive 255 gold for defeating the goblin captain. Sungwoo gets leveled up, and now he is a level 3. The skeleton also absorbed the mana of the goblin captain, which upgraded his class, and now he has a tattoo on his forehead. He is now a level 2 elite goblin, and he has also a commander attribute. Someone who thinks his commander attribute is going to be useful once he gets more skeletons. Hanho has leveled up to 2, and Jisoo leveled up to 3, and all of them received options to choose a random card. Sungwoo chose a card, and he got a basic skill to create weapons from bones. This skill costs 10 mana, and he can create swords, clubs, spears, and bows using the bones of the corpses. Because Sungwoo completed an exclusive quest of avenging his professor, he will receive an exclusive reward, and his destiny has been changed slightly. His maximum number of minions have increased by 1, and now he can summon up to 5 minions. Hanho received a hood as a reward, and increases his chance of hiding from the monsters by 50%. He can use this hood to run away from the monsters, but now he knows how to fight, so he is going to use it to fight against the monsters. Jisoo Yoon received a fire whetstone. If she sharpens her blade with it, there is a chance that her sword will catch fire during an attack. Sungwoo tells them that they can test their skills later, and they need to head back down on the entrance. Jinsok is pissed at everyone because they keep saying that Jinsok should have gone up along with Seongwoo. Jinsok gets angry and starts spouting that Seongwoo was an idiot and he must be dead by now. Suddenly, skeletons appear behind Jinsok and he becomes scared. Seongwoo heads towards the entrance and it opens up after he touches it. He also tells Jinsok that he is very pathetic. All students start making fun of Jinsok for being arrogant and a fool. Seongwoo heads outside and asks the students to follow him. There are dead bodies all over the place and someone thinks that goblins did that. Hanho spots a group of survivors along the way. Someone can easily tell that these people have fought and survived against these goblins, and they have a bit of experience in this field. Jin Seok knows the leader of this group of survivors. His name is Daesung Park, and he's also the president of the student council. Daesung tells the students with Seongwoo that they also fought and survived against the goblins, and he can guarantee their safety if they tag along with him. But he seems to have some ulterior motives. He tells that he can also join him if he destroys all of the monsters he is controlling using his class, because he thinks they are creepy, and they can be a threat to other survivors. Jisoo tells Daesung that he is full of it, and they don't even want to join his group. She also tells everyone that Daesung is a hypocrite, and he embezzled student membership fees during the festival by fabricating an event staging company and its receipts. She was the one who reported him on the university website. Daesung becomes embarrassed after hearing it. Jisoo leaves along with her party members. It turns out Daesung was a rich, spoiled kid, and he used to take advantage of girls. Some of her friends were also abused by him. That's why she knew about the true nature of Daesung. Hanho becomes enraged after hearing about the true nature of Daesung. Seongwoo suggests that they should take the path by the hill to escape the campus. There would be fewer monsters present there because there is low human activity in that area. Along their path they spot an orc, which is even bigger than the goblin boss. After spotting them, the orc makes a loud scream and plunges towards Seongwoo's party to attack them. Sang-hoo is a bit excited because he has found a new material for the skeletons. Before we continue, let's take a moment to shout out Ramariz Morris 9462, who commented, "Incredible video on our Desert Island video, thanks for commenting." The orc proves to be quite strong and he's about to hit Jisoo Yoon, but a goblin skeleton takes the hit instead of her and perishes right there. The one-armed skeleton warrior attacks the orc, and the orc receives massive damage because of the effect of the 88 blade damage of the one-headed sword. The single party flees into the forest, and he uses his skeletons to bait the boss. When the orc is in the forest, he gets attacked by flying knives from Han-ho and the skeletons. The orc manages to deflect some knives. He starts smashing the skeletons, but there are a lot of goblin dead bodies around, and someone can make them again and again until he runs out of mana. Two skeletons take hold of the arms of the orc. Jisoo Yoon manages to slash the leg of the orc, and one of his arms is chopped off by Seongwoo. The skeleton warrior finishes him off with a sword stabbed to the neck. Seongwoo's party receives 110 gold for defeating the orc patrol leader. Orc patrol leaders are a bit stronger than normal orcs. Seongwoo tries to make the orc patrol leader into one of his skeletons, but he fails to do so because of his low summon level. Some of Seongwoo's mana is recovered, so he uses his great bone weapon skill on the dead orc leader to forge some low-level bone clubs. He equips his skeletons with the bone clubs to reach a 5-member synergy with the same weapon to get extra buffs. He gives the sword of the one-armed skeleton warrior to Han-ho and tells him to return the sword back to the skeleton warrior if the need arises. When they reach the entrance, they again see a block path message which says that they need to defeat the boss monster within 8 hours, or if they fail to do so, the monsters in the area will grow even stronger. A message pops up in front of them which says that an orc unit is beginning their hunt, and they need to choose a suitable location to fight them. Orcs mostly use their sense of smell to track their prey, so it means that the more people you have in your party, the stronger orc unit will be dispatched to get rid of them. Seongwoo's party seems to be a bit safe because there are only a 3-member party, and they will get less of a challenge as compared to the other group. Suddenly they start hearing screams from Daesung's group. They seem to have caught the attention of the orcs due to their large number of survivors. The first attack on Sonu's group has also begun, and it seems like they only need to take care of 5 orcs. Soon they spot 5 orcs, which seem to be searching for them. Seongwoo has an idea to lay a trap using the empty cars and his skeletons. When the orcs get close to the cars, Hanho starts making fun of them by calling them greedy pig bastards. The orcs become enraged and start rushing towards him. Once the orcs are within the vicinity of the abandoned cars, the skeletons attack them by surprise with their clubs, and they get knocked out due to the synergy effect of the clubs. They finish off the knocked orcs with ease. They received a total of 231 gold for killing the 5 orc hunters. They also receive an additional award of 100 gold for killing the first wave of ambushers. Sungwoo got up to level 4 and chose a random card, which increased his maximum number of skeletons by 2. Now he can have a total of 7 minions at the same time, but his mana capacity is still only 50. Hanho also received a high-speed stabbing skill, which he can only use with the dagger. Jisoo Yoon shows a strength card and gained 2 stat points. She's also feeling a bit stronger than before. What will happen next? Find out next time by staying tuned for our future recaps. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more great recaps.